Hey, I'm Lonerly, and this is The Deed, which is your classic murder mystery thing, murder mystery game and all that. But there's a twist in that I, the player, am the murderer. So it's this RPG Maker game. Pretty simple. I don't really know much about it. Just like most of these games, it's blind. So I'm just gonna hop right into it. All right, Pilgrim Adventures. Oh, uh, I'll play it. And Scotland, November 1945. Okay, is that me? My name is Aaron Bruce. Aaron, I think. Son of Malcolm Bruce, and rightful heir to the Dunshiel house? Dunshiel? I would not know, I'm not Scottish. I've recently discovered that my tyrant of a father intends to disinherit me in favor of my deranged younger sister. My relationship with my family is strained, to say the least. I've decided that the time has come for my sister to be removed from the ghastly equation. I intend to put her out of her misery. Unfortunately, my sister never leaves the confines of the Dunshiel house, which makes the matter more complicated. I have not visited the family home in quite some time. I can't bear to be in that hellhole for long. However, my presence on the night of my father's 50th birthday will cause no suspicion. I must choose the timing and method of the deed very carefully. Tonight is the night and it I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. So I'm like a murderer, but I'm doing it for a good cause, kind of. Oh, what's a point to move? Oh, no, it's not. Bloody hell, George. Who has been responsible for maintaining the gardens? Used to be Big Jack Willis, sir. He's been dead almost a year now. I do a little here and there. Can't do much on account of my bad back, though. My sister hasn't offered to help you, then? Miss Jennifer isn't really the outdoor type, sir. I know, George. It was a joke. Very funny, sir. Let's go inside before the ocean comes to Dunshil. Okay. This is me. Oh? There's a cutscene. Okay. Homecoming. Converse with your relatives and search the house for useful objects. Objects are divided into two categories: items of evidence and weapons. You will only be allowed to pick up two objects from around the house before dinner commences, so choose wisely. After dinner, you will have the chance to plant an item of evidence if you wish, and then commit the murder. There are many ways to do the deed, but only the cunning will succeed. So, there's a couple ways. Good evening, Mr. Aron. May I take your coat? Ooh. I think I'll keep it, because maybe I could hide something in it. Are you sure, Mr. Aron? It looks soaked, though. Quite sure. You're new, aren't you? Sophia is my name. I recognize you from your pictures, Mr. Aron. I'm not new exactly. I've been employed by your family for almost a year. It's just that you have never visited before. I don't get along with them. Family and I have never been on the best of terms, as I'm sure you're aware. I may have heard a few things which gave me that impression. I hope that it's all in the past now, at least. You are here now, and I'm sure you are eager to meet with the others. Your father's in the library on the left, and your mother is in the parlor, which is on your right. Your sister's upstairs in her room, I think. I, there's a lot of these. Uh, I think is this like a love interest? Thank you. Thank you for your help. You're very welcome. I'll be in the kitchen preparing dinner. I'll sound the bell when dinner is served. Ooh. So I click to move. It's kind of weird. You recall this old grandfather clock very well from your childhood. You used to believe that if it ever stopped ticking, time itself might stop moving. I can look at this pot. Your mother has always kept the house populated with a great many plants. Who's that? Is that me? It's not me. This portrait of one of your ancestors dates from the 50th century. 15th century, not 50th. If you recall your father's lessons correctly. Okay, so I'll head upstairs. What is that? Ornate lamp is of no use to me. Okay, is this the bedroom? Parents' bedroom has not changed in years. It remains a frozen time capsule of a childhood you would soon forget. Sooner forget. Okay, what's in there? You go to the wardrobe but find nothing apart from clothes and your mother's excessive collection of jewelry. Alright, what's that? It is only once you slide the top drawer open that you remember this is where your father keeps his shotgun. The shiny barrel almost seems to call out for you. Guns are certainly noisy but efficient weapons. That's kind of funny, but I don't think I should use a gun. Everyone's gonna know. Probably. So this room is my room? You enter the surreal atmosphere of your sister's room. Mirrors of various sizes cover the walls, creating an eerie illusion of crowded space. I think she likes to look at herself or something, I guess. Ornate clocks are your sister's third love, right behind mirrors and cruelty. Oh, there she is. I didn't see her. Aha! I thought I smelled a rat. Have you come to see me, little rat? Oh. Takes your rat to smell rat. My, you have a keen sense of smell if you notice my scent. Perhaps you are the rat here. I am nothing like a rat. Filthy, filthy creatures. You used to have a pet rat, didn't you? Remember what I did to him? Oh, how he squeaked. Such great pain for such a little creature. What did you want to talk to me about, little rat? Let's see. I see you're collecting mirrors. I just came by to see how your mirror collection is getting on. How many do you have now? 73. Can you use all of them at once? Of course not. What a silly question. Are you making fun of my mirrors, little rat? You better not be. Go away. I don't want to speak to you anymore. Okay. How rude. She killed my pet rat. That's messed up. I should get back at her for that. What is that? Is it a sword? You step inside your former bedroom, now a simple guest room. Most of your old furniture has vanished, probably thrown on a bonfire, knowing your father. What is that? This is at least one of your... There is at least one item of yours remaining in your former room. Your old fencing sword. At least this is a weapon with which you are very well practiced. That's gonna be obvious if I kill someone with that. Because that is... I should have checked the drawers. That's like my weapon. Okay, no. That'll be too obvious, and my gun's too loud. Alright. This wardrobe is vacant and barren. And this old bed. Ooh, so it's been emptied, and that clock. The clock is ticking, okay. Me, I look at your reflection in the mirror. Funny, you don't look much like a murderer. Uh-oh. Ooh. Oh! Mother says dinner is ready. Go away, little rat. Jennifer, what are you doing? Why do you stare at your reflection like that? Stop making fun of me. I'm not making fun, I really want to know. I just wish that... What, Jennifer, what do you wish? I wish you'd go drown in a lake. Wow, Mother's waiting for you. Man. How rude. My sister's obsession with mirrors goes right back to her childhood. I never did understand why. Okay, a familiar portrait of your great uncle, Thomas Bruce, who was a highly respected author. Cool. And more plant? Another of your mother's blasted plants. Okay. I guess I'll go to, what's it, the parlor right here? I think that's where... No, it's the pantry. Walking into the pantry, you begin to salivate at the promising scent of roast beef coming from the kitchen beyond. Okay. You find nothing of particular interest among the items in this cabinet of the pantry. What is that? On top is a box marked rat poison. Okay. Ooh. That'd be pretty subtle. Yeah, I think I will take that. I hide it on me. Yes, poison. Nice and clean. At least in all the murder stories. Nothing of particular interest in the cabinets. I'll go in here. I think I'm gonna have to frame someone, probably. Unless maybe no one gets arrested if it's poison. There's nothing notable about the barrel. Hi. Dinner. Hello, Mr. Aaron. Is there something I can do for you? Let's see. I want to ask you something about your time. Actually, I wanted to ask something about working for the family. What's it like working with my insane sister? Can't be easy working for someone as mentally unstable as my little sister. Miss Jennifer can be unpredictable at times, but that only makes the day more interesting. She hasn't done anyone any harm lately then. Only herself, I think. Since I arrived, she seems to do nothing but sit at her writing desk in the drawer room all day. Apparently that wasn't the case before. I certainly hope I haven't done anything to cause it. I'm sorry, I must get back to work now. I will ring the bell when dinner's ready. Okay. That is bread? Can I poison that? I don't need bread. That's a knife. She'll see me take that, and it'll make her... I mean, I could take it. It's a good murder weapon, but I don't need to. I already have poison. One table's empty. Okay. Can I take that candle? Prize golden candlestick sits at the center of the table. It'll certainly make an elegant... I can kill someone with the candlestick? No. What's in there? The old stone fireplace has nothing to interest you. Let's see. Let me look at my inventory. Okay. Weapons. A box of rat poison. The poison might be strong enough to kill a human, as long as you use enough of it. So I don't really know where I'm supposed to put that in, but I'll just hop in here. Hello, I see you made it, Aaron. Forgive me if I don't stand. Your mere presence has almost given me a heart attack. Hello, Mother. Please sit down if you want to talk properly, Aaron. I don't want to crane my neck looking up at you. Seems kinda rude. So, Aaron, I hope I'm saying that right. You finally managed to make it up here for a visit. Please tell me you aren't just here to cause trouble. I'm here to make amends. No, Mother, I'm not here to cause trouble. Quite the opposite. Oh? Our family has been dysfunctional for a long time, and I have to take some responsibility for that. For what it's worth, I apologize for any stress that my behavior has caused you over the years. I see. You'll forgive me if I'm a little skeptical about this sudden change in your attitude. However, if we can get through today without any drama, then I would appreciate it. Have you not to see your sister yet? She has been going through an unusually difficult time recently. Will she be okay? You sound worried? You think it's serious? I've not seen her this bad in a long time. Do you remember that summer when she... with the razor in the bathroom? Yes, I remember. That was the last time I remember her seeing her like this. So yes, to answer your question, I am worried. Anyway, you should go and talk to your father, if you haven't already. Wish him a happy birthday. Oh, and at least try to sound like you mean it. Okay. So, what's in there? Rusty old gramophone. Playing all the records, okay. Is that a book? You glance over your shoulder to make sure your mother's looking. Oh, it's a diary. Oh wait. If I take this, can I frame her? Like, make it seem like she killed her? I snatch a diary and with your back turned, I have a quick leaf through. Recent pages, she writes about the difficulties in caring for someone with your sister's condition and how she wishes it would all end. You realize this could look quite incriminating out of context. You remove the last 2 pages from the diary and place it back where it was. Okay. And there's the bell. Again, a bell invites me. This time to dinner, it seems. Dinner is served. Nice. Sophia, could you come here a moment? Where do I sit? Yes, mom. Ma'am? Pour me some more wine. Yes, ma'am. But, madam... What is it, George? Huh? I must protest. It has always been my duty to pour the wine at dinner. Oh, well, I don't want to cause any trouble. Nonsense. What does it matter, George? Stop being overly pedantic. Yeah, but I... Let's see. Don't you had enough? Careful, if you drink too much more, you might end up embarrassing yourself. Alright, what a rude little rat you are. That's quite enough out of you. How dare you insult your mother? An interfering little rat, isn't he? Yes, he is. Why can't you ever keep your mouth shut? I apologize. You're right, I'm sorry. I must have had too much wine myself. You'd better not let it happen again. Sophia, could you come here, please? Yes, Miss Jennifer. I just want to say that was the loveliest meal I've ever tasted. I don't know how you do it, you cunning pixie. You were too kind, miss. Of course, I will have tea and cakes for you in the drawing room as usual after dinner. Oh, you are so good to me, you sweet thing. So very, very good to me. Is that supposed to be flirting? Let's see. None for me, I'm full. I won't have any, thank you. I couldn't eat another bite. Well, you weren't offered any, so there. Please, Jennifer, let's all try and be civil. Anyway, let's not forget why we're here today. Celebrate your father's birthday is such a very important occasion for us. You are so dear to us, Malcolm. Happy birthday, Daddy. Indeed, happy birthday, Father. Let's hope it will be one to remember. Doing the deed. Okay. Now is the time to quickly plant any items of evidence you have. To do so, simply enter the desired room and select the item in your inventory. When you are ready, enter the drawing room to do the deed. Okay. So where am I? Oh, I'm right here. Drawing room. Is that her? No. I think I'll plant the... What's it called? The diary pages in here. Make her look like a murderer or something. You know. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, no. And then I plant the diary. They tell me that Jennifer's condition is likely to only get worse. I don't know how I can go on this way. Sometimes I wish she had never been born. And it goes on, it's 2 pages alone. I will plant the evidence. That's her special little room, behind the old gramophone. Okay, so that should be pretty good. They'll suspect her if the daughter dies randomly, and if they ever find out poison, they'll know. Okay. So, how do I poison her? You see Jennifer staring out the window ahead of you, lost in one of her strange moods. She hasn't noticed you enter the drawing room. Now's the time. Okay. So do I just use it right here? This is a weapon, not a piece of evidence. Do I... Huh? Wait, do I poison it right here? Poison? What is that? Oop. Oh! What? Choose a murder weapon. A rat poison. Okay, poison. The silent weapon of an intelligent killer. Sprinkled over the cakes on the table, it could easily be mistaken for a frosting of sugar. Having added a generous portion of your special topping to the cakes, you step back in the shadows and watch to make sure she eats them. Sure enough, she soon turns to the plate and devours 2 of them in quick succession. The poison works surprisingly quickly. She begins to jerk and her skin turns green. Finally, she falls to the ground in front of you. You examine her body to make sure she isn't breathing before placing the container of poison on the desk. The deed is done. Well, hold on. Why did I put the poison right there? That defeats the whole purpose. It's supposed to make her... It's supposed to make anyone not know that she was poisoned. I know it's kind of obvious that she turned green, but still. Why would I put it right there? Whatever. The deed is done. It's time to leave this room before someone discovers it. Okay, and then I go. Oh, she's dead. Okay. You can't go away. The maid's coming. Okay, upstairs. Upstairs. Come on. There we go. My room. Go to my room. I have time. Okay. And then I was in my room. And then I was at my sleep. Very bed, sleepless nights. Yeah, okay. There we go. Sounds like my deed has been discovered. Who is that? Is that me? That's not me. Who is that? Detective? Okay. Good evening, everyone. I am Chief Inspector Winston Lewis. I understand that this is a difficult time for your family. You're damn right it is. I want to know what you're doing wasting time in here while my daughter's killer is still out there. Well, Mr. Bruce, we have found no evidence of forced entry and nobody was seen entering or leaving the house. It would seem entirely possible, then, that the killer is in this room. What? No. That seems highly unlikely, Inspector. Perhaps it is. However, in order to follow protocol, I'll have to interview each of you in turn. Mrs. Bruce, would you like to meet me in the library first? I suppose so. Okay. The interview. Thank you for joining in here, Mr. Bruce. I'm sure this won't take long. Before we begin, I will need to search your person. Best to get these formalities out of the way. Is this really necessary? I'm afraid so. Turn around, please. Now that's out of the way, let's move on to the interview. Okay, and then we sit down. As you know, I have already spoken to everyone else who was present in the house at the time of your sister's death. We have also now completed our initial search of the house, but we'll get to that later. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? First of all, we will run through all your activities since your arrival. The maid says that you and the butler arrived shortly after 7 o'clock and she greeted you at the door. She told me that you refused to give her your coat, and she found that quite peculiar. I wasn't sure how long I'd be staying. I thought I might have to leave soon. In this weather, Mr. Bruce, that seems quite unlikely. She says that you mentioned during your conversation that you were not on good terms with your family. I meant that yeah. What I really meant to say is that my family is not on good terms with me. It's been that way since I chose to leave the family home. Of course, I understand. Later, you went to speak with the maid again, which is curious. Why'd you decide to visit the kitchen? To make sure, yeah. I had some concerns about the way she was being treated. My family can be hard on the new staff sometimes. Seems like a good reason. She said that you spoke about your sister and her deteriorating mental state. I knew she'd gotten... I was aware that my sister's condition had deteriorated since the new maid arrived. I felt I should investigate the subject. So the maid seems to have had a negative impact on your sister's health somehow. I'll take note of that. Later on, you had a conversation with your mother Gloria in the parlor. She told me that you were unusually cordial, something about wanting to apologize and make amends. Yes, I wanted to clear the air between myself and my family. I see. Do you think it is slightly suspicious that you suddenly wanted to reconcile after all this time? No, I don't think so. Very well then. She says you spoke briefly about your sister, apparently. You seem quite concerned about her well-being. Should I put like a warning on that? Probably. I suppose, better safe than sorry with YouTube. We were worried. Yeah, my mother and I were concerned that my sister might try to... She had attempted once before. She had she? I'll take note of that. It seems odd to me that you didn't go and wish your father a happy birthday when you arrived. It makes me wonder what else you were doing that was so important. Did you speak to your sister before dinner? I did. Yes, I went to her room to see her. I see, and what did you discuss? Yeah. It was as brief as most conversations I had with my sister. She called me a rat, and not wanting to be insulted further, I soon left the room. Did that make you angry? To be honest, I was used to it from her. Let's move on to the events that took place during dinner. Apparently you made a comment about your mother's drinking habits. Yeah, I felt I had to say something. I thought she was drinking far too much. Do you think it has anything to do with her difficulties coping with your sister's condition? Almost certainly. Interesting. Now, I need to ascertain your location at the time of your sister's death. Where were you when you heard the maid scream? I was upstairs. I was in my bedroom. I was in... Is it? I guess it's West's guest bedroom now. I was in the guest bedroom. I see, thank you. As I said earlier, we have completed our initial search of the property. During the search, we discovered some pages from your mother's diary. It seems that she was having a hard time dealing with your sister's condition. In some places, she even seems to wish for her death. Does that surprise you? Yes, I'm lost for words. Oh no, I would never expect that. I'm curious about the murder weapon. The poison had apparently been sprinkled upon some cakes which the maid had prepared. However, you also must have passed through the pantry in order to speak to the maid in the kitchen. Of course, your sister may have done this herself if it was a... It is all very interesting. I will be completely honest with you now, Mr. Bruce. Your behavior this evening has given me cause for suspicion. I also think that the evidence surrounding the maid might be worth another look. I think I will also be taking another look at the evidence surrounding your mother. Despite her condition, I don't believe your sister did that thing. Am I supposed to say that? I think I said it like a couple seconds ago, but I feel like I'm not supposed to. I feel like YouTube wouldn't be very happy about that. Now, as for what happens next, I'm going to ask you to accompany me to the station for further questioning. I'm not under arrest, unless you want it that way. I think another interview with the maid will be required also, and I will need to be speaking to your mother again. A verdict of that seems unlikely, I'm afraid. First degree, you and Sophia were both taken in for questioning, and you did your best to convince them of your innocence and of the maid's guilt. However, the police soon discovered that you had an obvious motive to want your sister dead. From that moment on, you were the prime suspect. The trial was a long and difficult one. Finally, the jury found you guilty of the crime. You were given a life sentence for the murder of your sister, and would be spending the rest of your life sleeping behind bars. In your dank little cell, there was nowhere to hide or escape from the nightmares when it came. The deed itself had taken possession of your soul, and perhaps this was your final revenge. So, bad ending. That's not good. Clearly. But it was fun. I think that's it. Yeah. I liked that. It was fun. And for you watching, I would recommend checking this one out, because there's multiple ways to kill. There's multiple endings. And I got the bad one. I got arrested. But I'm sure I could have done it better. And I think I can do it better. I think I will play this off screen. So definitely go check out The Deed on Steam. It's pretty cheap. And goodbye.